to Guitar Lessons with Mr. Ryan. I'm Mr. Ryan, and today I thought I would teach you an old folk classic, Mary Had a Little Lamb. So today I'm going to be teaching you something called tablature. So there are three primary ways to learn how to play the guitar. There are chords, which we've been learning how to play, A through G. There is sheet music, which uses sheets and diagrams and all sorts of symbols. And then there's something called tablatures, or tabs. And tabs are very simple because you'll see up here in the diagram, it gives you a number and 6 lines. And each one of those lines represents a different string on the guitar, and the number corresponds to the fret on the guitar. So for instance, that 2 you see on that A string, all you're going to do is just put your finger on the 2, the second fret of that A string, and it's going to sound a little higher pitched than if it were just to play 0. So this is a great song to play that utilizes different strings, different sounds from different strings. As opposed to just playing chords like we've been doing, tabs are for when you have something more specific you want to be playing. Like you want to learn a cool guitar solo or a blues lick or whatever you like. Tabs are a great and simple way to learn more complex things on the guitar. So today we're going to be learning Mary Had a Little Lamb, and this is a very simple song that only utilizes 3 strings, which are the top 3 strings you have, the strings closest to your head. And it's only going to use 3 strings, but you'll notice it moves around a lot. The frets move around a lot on the strings, so it's going to be a little tricky. You might not know at first where to put your fingers, but that's okay, we'll work through it. So the song starts at 2, Mary, and each syllable is a different note. So it starts at 2, Mare, and then down to the re is a 0, Mary, and then the had is going to be on the 3rd fret of that top E string. Had. It's going to be a little lower pitched than what we've previously been playing. So it's Mary had, and then back up to that A string, A, and then back up to 2 again, little lamb, and then back down to 0, little lamb, and then back up to 2, and then we go to the D string, little lamb, and then you do it again, Mary had a little lamb whose coat was white as snow. So it's a bit tricky, and I know it might take you a little while, but just be sure to practice this. Let's go ahead and do it again. Now you can use your finger to pick, your thumb to pick, or if you have a guitar pick, you can just use that, a little plastic guitar pick. So remember, it's a different note for each syllable, and each syllable is going to be a little different. So let's go ahead and try it again, and if you think you can, why don't you try and play with me? Ready? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb whose coat was white as snow. Listen and see if you can just make the sounds of the strings I'm playing. It's a beautiful song, it's very simple, and you can even sprinkle in your own notes every here and there, because it's a great song and it's a slow song, so you can feel free to add an extra note or even take a note away every once in a while and to just riff and make it your own, because this is a classic old song, everyone's heard it, and it doesn't hurt to make it a little bit your own. Well, thank you all very much for joining me today. Congratulations on learning how to play tabs. Tabs are very simple, and most songs that you might want to be interested in learning are either presented in either chord format or in tab format. So you can pick whichever one you like best. Chords are good for learning something like folk songs where you have a lot of repetition of the same chords. Tabs are more good for learning things like solos or very specific parts of songs where you might hear a lot of notes in succession. Well, thank you all very much for joining me today. I sure had a lot of fun playing with you. I hope you guys can come check out some of my other great guitar lessons, or feel free to check out some of my craft tutorials or my story times as well. But until next time, I'll be seeing ya. Goodbye.